To another FIFA 22 video. Today I'm going to show you how you can integrate your player picks. So if you didn't know, they have released the amount for the next 2 days. So interact basically these 75 player picks with your league SBCs and how it's the best route to go down to try and do that. Now, what I would say first of all is that if you've been doing league SBCs for a long time, you should be absolutely fine doing this method. However, if you are starting out, it may be best to build up your club first before you start adding players to this. Now you can obviously throughout you'll be packing players that aren't in League SBCs. Now there is obviously a Liga Santander that isn't out yet, so I have actually got a load of players in that. So when that comes out, I'll be able to complete it straight away. But there is various leagues that have golds in them, which it's very unlikely that there actually will be a League SBC that will come out. Now, what you can do with that sense is that obviously you are going to need a couple of rares, so you can go to these leagues and just see what you've got going on. So normally there isn't actually a SPL or a Russian league, so let's start the Russian league. So have we got golds in the Russian league? We've got a rare there. I actually have 3 or 4 here. Now these players would have all been picked up through the League SBC grind, and why that's great is that we can basically use them in this to get a a free player pick. Now that's why I do the League SBCs, because I can then use the untradables only, or players that are maybe tradable but are from a league that aren't, potentially isn't going to be used. So again here they've got a Dutch left back untradable. So you're just using what you get in your club from the League SBCs and make sure they are untradable. Now obviously this guy's untradable, promise. That's perfect. This guy isn't, but at the same time he probably isn't going for much. No, he's going for 650, so I'm absolutely happy to use him in this. And same with Moses there at 600 as well. And then we've got this untradable CDM. Okay, we are missing a rare there, unfortunately, so I will just have a look what I've got. But the reason why I would say untradables is a way to go down is because when marking matchups comes out, obviously you want tradable players to be able to sell on to make the coins back. Otherwise, it's very rarely that you're actually going to be able to come out on profit on League SBCs, because essentially it's not a coin-making method as such. You always have to run a trading tip alongside that, and so because of that, obviously you have to be a little bit careful with who you pick and choose to put in and not put in. So let's just have a look what we've got here that I could potentially use. I'm not too sure what the chemistry requirement is on this. It's only 20 chemistry, so we can actually throw in anyone in there. So this Pro League guy, there's not a Pro League SBC. There could potentially be one at some point, but at the moment I'm happy to put him in. I'm probably going to pack him a million times. And that's how you first grind out your player picks. So if you've got players in your club already, then it's absolutely fine to do that way. However, obviously over time, you don't want to have to rely on on players that potentially go for a lot in them. So we'll open this one here. We get Fabianski 82. He'll help us with the Prem SBC. He's a rare. He's high rated. So that's great. Or even in an SBC with an 82 rated squad or an 83 rated squad, he'll be absolutely fine to use. Now, obviously, if you've got players in your club, eventually you're going to keep doing their player picks, and then you're going to run out of the cards in there, and you're only going to have League SBC cards left. Now, don't use your League SBC cards in it. Don't be stupid. Keep them and keep grinding them through the leagues, obviously, that you got. So I've been doing that. As you see, every time I'm doing a couple of clubs, so a couple of teams, I'm literally getting more players to put in other ones, and I'm kind of doing, as we spoke about recently, the Circle of Life, and basically filling out a lot of these squads. So for example, I've been doing the other SBCs. I've now just checked before the video how many players I have in the Liga MX. I've got quite a few golds there, which gives me the chemistry really well. And if I wanted to, I could put these 2 players in, which I'll keep for the lower squads. So I'm actually only going to have to go out and buy 4 non-rares there. And then what's great with that is, obviously, we'll do that on this video. So I'm happy to spend a little bit on this. If you could pick them up on, I did put a couple of bids on actually. I may have won them. I didn't win them, unfortunately. So we know we need to pick up 4. I'm just going to try and stick with golds if I can. Now, obviously, golds are slightly up at the moment, but not in the lower leagues they're not up by too much. So you might get lucky. So I might be able to snipe him. Yeah, we get him for 450. And then obviously we need a couple more players here, so I will just put up to 550. Have a little look to see what I can add here. It would be great if we could get like a defender, because I think that will guarantee the chemistry if we can. Probably can't, because they're also a little bit more. They're more popular, obviously. No problems if not. Doesn't look like we will, so we'll just have a look at silvers. Can we get one for there? Yeah, we can snipe this one, and we can get, I would say, this left back here. And we could probably get away with just that, and then maybe with the bronze player that we've actually got in there, because he probably isn't that much, to be honest with you. And that hopefully will get us our rating perfectly, I'm hoping. So we add him in. He doesn't quite get it, so we may have to buy another gold. Yeah, unfortunately, it does look that way unless... No. All right, that's cool. So we know we've got the chemistry. We can literally get anyone, any gold, and that will help us complete another team. And the reason I'm doing this for you live is because I'll show you what I do afterwards, because there's potential there where we actually will get... like an untradeable, and then what I do with that, depending on who it is, and how you can integrate your sort of player picks with your League SBCs. So obviously continue doing your circle of life, going through all the different squads and different leagues, seeing which ones you have players for, and then buying a few extra players like I did there. I spent max 2,000 coins on that, which is absolutely fine because I know I'm going to make 2k back really easily from mass bidding if you're doing that. So then we'll go to the pack, we'll see what we get. It's a Prime Mix Players pack. We're going to get a Libertadores card, 75 rated. He'll be nice for that because they are a little bit harder to get. We actually didn't get any dupes there, but as an example, say that we did. You can literally put one of these golds into that. So maybe I'll keep just for the sake of the video. These are all League SBC packs, so we'll just open them. So we'll do the untradeable ones until we get a duplicate, and then I'll show you what I would do with it. Here you go. Look, like we've got 4 golds there, so we could potentially use some of these. Obviously, first of all, just check that they aren't tradable. If they are, then obviously switch around, but they're not. So we can obviously probably create around sort of 2 there. So I'm looking at some of the links and stuff and how that's going to work. Now you could obviously go into Serie A and use the ones that are in League SBCs first of all. So we've obviously got 2 strikers there. So had we had space in our Serie A, then I would essentially go into here and use them in these squads here. But unfortunately we don't, and these ones are sort of silvers and that, and I don't quite have that yet. And then same with this one here. It's all one club, which I don't think I will be anywhere near. But if I was, then I could obviously put them in that one as well. But if you've got 2 squads, don't rush to get this end pack by buying everything. You can wait a little bit longer and go to another place and potentially pack a few players, because obviously if they're untradeable, they're more valuable to put in than rather ones that are actually could potentially go for coins, which might go up during marquee matchups that come out during the week, or any other sort of like league packs or things that EA release. And it's always important, which something I've not been doing. I've got a load of players in my club now, but when SBCs come out, I've been really lazy and I haven't been checking prices, which essentially made my coins go sort of very steady, up and then down and then up and then down. And I'm not getting that point where I'm just selling off a load of cards. So like, there's certain cards here, for example, like this Gabriel Palista, I might as well sell on because he's going for around sort of like 1,500, 1,400, and it's not a League SBC for him, so he's not really any good to me. And I've got loads of 82 and 83 fodder, and it's probably actually cheaper players that I could pick up to potentially use him. Same with this Longley as well. He goes for nearly sort of 2k as well, so it's worth me going through eventually and checking these. But I'll probably wait till potentially Champions League marquee matchups comes out tonight before I look at that, because they tend to go up in price as well. So yeah, back to the player pick thing. So when we get an untradeable, we just literally go into here. Remember who we had. So I think it was like the 2 Serie A strikers. So that's basically 2 rares already for that. Now obviously we want to make sure that we are putting the untradeable cards in, not tradable. So if you didn't swap them around, then you obviously would make a mistake there. So it was Osimhen, and I believe it was... I'm going to put Tonali in there because he's going to be getting nice for some chemistry. It was Muriel, I think it was. Yeah. So we got our 3 rares there, and then you would just essentially go into commons. I try and stick in the same league as if it's possible. Obviously, not always. You're not always able to, obviously, but you could potentially stick a couple of cards in and try and see what you can get away with without having to put in maybe key cards. Now, if you can avoid putting defenders in, I would, because they tend to be up a little bit more than other cards. So just be kind of cautious of that. So we'll just stick in some of these cards here, get some links in, and see where we end up in terms of chemistry. We may have enough, so that would be great. If not, then obviously we can work out what we need to put in to be able to do that. It looks like we'll be okay, so we can actually probably just stick in, say, this cam here from Juventus. Absolutely perfect. So 2 of our duplicates from the League SBC grind gets to go in here, and we get a player pick. We'll also put in a couple of untradables in here, which is great because, you know, we don't want to be putting tradables in there if we can do it. Get a player pick. Now you can obviously keep that there if you want to save it up. We can send the rest back into the club, and we've still got 2 dupes which we can use in another sort of challenge. We'll open it up and we get an 83 bit of fodder there, which is perfect. We sort of build our club up with fodder, which is able, you know, to allow us to do things like this Sule, for example, or these Moments duos, or Sebastian Haller, or anything like that, which is amazing. And just to prove to you that I have been doing this since they came out yesterday, I didn't have any fodder left in my club. As you know, I've recently done the Roberto Carlos. My coins have probably gone down to maybe like 10k, but I've done no trading at all other than just doing League SBCs, opening the packs, and then I managed to get the fodder through picks to get Gerard Piqué here, who, if Barcelona win tonight, which is unlikely, but I still think this card's, you know, a very nice card, and he goes really well into my La Liga sort of icon swaps team. And I just think, you know, he was really easy to grind for me. I got the fodder really, really easy, with the potential that I could actually pick some of these Team of the Group Stage cards up. You never know, you might get lucky. You know, I'd love to get a Trent. I think he'd be really nice to get in my squad. Even like Bruno Fernandes would be unbelievable. So the fact that you're doing picks, you have that extra opportunity for not wasting any cards. You can potentially obviously pack some other stuff as well as build up your fodder at the same time. So I really do feel like grinding these alongside the League SBCs is the best way. Obviously, like the method that I showed you at the start, where you can literally go for it at the start and go for the leagues maybe you already have untradables in that don't have League SBCs. You can put them in straight away, which, you know, may save you time at the start, which I don't think there's a bad reason to do that. But once that runs out, the best way to do it is definitely going into here, opening your packs, using your duplicates, and sort of trying to get the lowest chemistry as possible. Trying to avoid defenders if you can. If you have to put them in, that's fine. It's just that I find defenders are a lot more expensive because I think people, I think because of the player picks, obviously people look at it and they think that you have to put defenders in, but actually you don't. You can be crafty and you can put midfielders, and I feel like if you've got a CDM or a centre mid, you can basically get the chemistry really easy if you have the same league at the back. So yeah, essentially that's the method, guys. Hopefully you had a great time watching this video, and please do drop a like and do subscribe to the channel. We are over 300 subscribers now, and we are pushing to our 400 hopefully soon enough, and I'm really excited to see what we can do in the future. Hopefully you enjoy this video. Please do drop a like, please do subscribe. It really, really does help me, and thank you for all the support. Any questions or anything you want to see in videos, let me know, and I will definitely get a video out for that. We'll be back on console very soon. I just feel like sometimes videos like that is a lot easier to show on the web app, and I sometimes just find grinding on the web app is a lot easier than actually on console. I just feel like it's quicker, can get around the menus a lot quicker. So if you if you want to get through the grind quicker, essentially maybe switch to the web app or switch to your phone, and it's a lot easier than having to be on console all the time, and you can sort of do it anywhere and everywhere. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and do subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.